Is it just me, or is it time to break away from batting Nimmo fourth or even fifth? It seems like it's really changed his approach for the worse, making him an all or nothing guy and perhaps moving him down to seventh can allow him to be a spark plug for the bottom of the lineup. And once he's right, Mendy can move him back up in the order. So obviously they've already kind of flashed their hand a little bit with this. But yeah, Joe, I think it's time to have this conversation. It just, the approach is entirely different. And I don't know if it's from the spot or the opportunities he's put in, but you do have to ask yourself, is this the best case for the Mets could be if this carries on with Nimmo is that one of Alvarez or McNeil comes back with a little bit of, lightning in a bottle and can move up temporarily into that spot. I don't think it's sustainable, and it allows Nimmo to recollect himself. But the problem is, Joe, barring when Winker plays, and now with Vientos hurt, there's not a guy you could just throw into this spot unless you move everybody down and Nimmo at the 2 hole, which is also weird.
Yeah, you're not. I'm certainly not moving Nimmo up. Yeah. I'm not opposed to the move Nimmo down temporarily conversation. I think the play would be you bat Vientos cleanup and Jesse Winker fifth. Like, I think that would be, that would probably be the most logical move. The approach thing, I will say, in watching Nimmo over the last, 3 games or so, the at-bats have been a little bit better, and he had the big RBI singles. So it's not that he's turning a corner necessarily, but I have seen him at least take a few more pitches than he was, when we were talking this time last week, where it seemed like the first 2 pitches of an at-bat, he had to try to put the ball in play. And part of it, Connor, not necessarily just the spot in the order where Nimmo is placed, but we talk about how often Lindor is getting on base, how often Juan Soto is getting on base. Despite what Juan Soto is doing, he's still getting on base 40% of the time. How often Pete Alonso, if he's not driving in runs by hitting him over the fence, he's on base. So Nimmo is consistently coming up with these guys on base, and there's got to be some pressure that he is internally feeling that he needs to drive those runs in. And if it's a pitch he thinks he likes, he has to swing at it. So maybe dropping him down, 6, 7, just take him down a spot or 2. Maybe that would just take a little bit off of his plate. And I need Brandon Nimmo to be Brandon Nimmo. Like, he's a big, strong guy. He can put the ball over the wall. He could drive in runs. He's fine as a middle of the order hitter, but I need that approach to match that, not just he can't be all or nothing on either end where he's just trying to walk all the time or he's just swinging at everything, trying to hit home runs. We need to find that happy medium, and maybe just a little removal of pressure down in the order could help.
Yeah, it feels like the big spot has found him a lot this season, and it's leading to him being more aggressive than we're used to, and it just hasn't paid off in the way that you'd hope. The best version of Nimmo is a guy that kind of wears pitchers down. So it's a long season, but it's definitely something that everybody's keeping an eye on.